Germans are a minority ethnic group in Bulgaria, although according to the 2001 census they only numbered 436. The settlement of Germans in Bulgaria has a long and eventful history and comprises several waves, the earliest in the Middle Ages. Early settlement. Many Germans passed through Bulgaria during the Eastern Crusades. As Bulgaria lies on the direct land route from Western and Central Europe to the Levant and the Holy Land, they were usually met with hostility as they were negatively disposed to the Orthodox population of the Byzantine Empire and the Second Bulgarian Empire. Crusaders led by the Frankish noble Rainier of Trit established the short-lived Duchy of Philippopolis around what is today Plovdiv. But in 1205 the Latins were routed by Kaloyan of Bulgaria in the Battle of Adrianople. Their emperor Baldwin IX of Flanders was captured by the Bulgarians and died in Tarnovo. Kaloyan's daughter Maria was betrothed to the second Latin emperor Henry of Flanders, who she is thought to have poisoned. Groups of Saxon or miners are known to have settled in the Orich regions of southeastern Europe. In the 13th–14th century, Germans from the Upper Harz and Westphalia settled in and around Shiprovci in modern northwestern Bulgaria to extract ore in the Western Balkan Mountains, receiving royal privileges from Bulgarian Tsar Ivan Shishman. According to some theories, these miners established Roman Catholicism in this part of the Balkans before most of them left following the Ottoman conquest, the rest being completely Bulgarianized and merging with the local population by the mid-15th century. Along with spreading Roman Catholicism, the Saxons also enriched the local vocabulary with Germanic words and introduced a number of mining techniques and metalworking instruments to Bulgaria. Germans are also thought to have mined ore in the Osegova and Belasica mountains, as well as around Samakov in Rila and various parts of the Rhodope mountains and around Etropole, but were assimilated without establishing Catholicism there. After their expulsions from Hungary and Bavaria, Germanic-speaking Ashkenazi Jews settled in the Bulgarian lands. For the history, see History of the Jews in Bulgaria. Liberated Bulgaria. Following the liberation of Bulgaria in 1878 and its restoration as a sovereign monarchy, all four Bulgarian monarchs were of German descent. Prince Alexander I of Battenberg, as well as Ferdinand, Boris III and Simeon II, all three of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha. German intellectuals, such as architects Friedrich Grunanger and Victor Rumpelmayr, arrived in Bulgaria to foster its cultural development. Until World War II, there also existed a small but notable rural German population in several villages scattered in northern Bulgaria. Banat Swabians from Austria-Hungary began to settle in the village of Bardarski Jeran, Vratsa province, beginning with 7 families in 1893, with the total number later exceeding 90 families. In 1936, they numbered 282. In Bardarski Jerin, the Germans built a separate neo-Gothic Roman Catholic church around 1930 due to conflicts with the local Banat Bulgarians, who had founded the village in 1887. In 1932, a German school was established in Bardarski Jerin. In its peak year, 1935, it had a total of 82 students, of whom 50 Germans and 32 Bulgarians. Other Danube-Swabian colonists from the Banat settled in another Banat Bulgarian village, Gostilia, Pleven province, as well as in Vojvodovo, Vratsa province, which they shared with evangelist Czechs Czechs, Slovaks and Banat Bulgarians. Another notable German colony was Zarev Brod, Shumen province, founded before 1899, where the Germans lived with many other nationalities and had a private German school. In the beginning of the 20th century, it was inhabited by around 70 German families, and consisted of Dobrujan Germans, Bessarabia Germans and Banat Swabians. On the eve of World War II, Germans in Zarev Brod constituted the bulk of the village's 420 Catholic parishioners. A German community was also present in southern Dobruja, a region before 1913 and since 1940 part of Bulgaria, and particularly in the village of Alyaniv, today Dobrovo, Dobrik province, which was inhabited by Dobrujan Germans since 1903 and in 1943 still had 150 Catholics. It was briefly named Germansee in the 1940s. German sources list its population in 1939 as 285, of whom 129 Germans. Those colonists came from Kherson and Crimea in modern Ukraine. They built a church described as a magnificent Catholic place of worship unmatched in the district. The church was inaugurated on the 23rd of October 1911. Besides rural populations, Germans also settled in Bulgaria's larger cities as part of the group of the so-called Lower Danubian Levantines, the Western and Central Europeans in the vibrant port and merchant cities of northern Bulgaria, such as Rose, Varna, Veliko Tarnovo, Svistov and Vidan. In the 1860s and 70s, the Austrian citizens in Rose numbered 200 to 300. The first Bulgarian census in 1883 counted 476 Germans in Rus alone, making them the fifth largest ethnic group in that city. The bulk of the German population in Bulgaria was resettled within the borders of the Third Reich according to Hitler's Heimansreich policy. As a result, 2,150 ethnic German Bulgarian citizens were deported from the country in 1943, including 164 from Bardar-Skijeren and 33 from Gostilia. Only a handful of Bulgaria's rural German population remain. For example, in 2003 there were only 2 elderly German women remaining in Bardar-Skijeren, Maria Dauerbach and Franziska Welsh. They had not been deported because they had married local Bulgarians. Notable people: Joseph Oberbauer, Tyrolean-born painter and engineer. Helmut Brox, mining engineer, tourism pioneer, mountaineer from Rus. Gustav Heinz, poet and translator. Ivan Stransky, physical chemist from Sofia. Nick Stein, controversial journalist and former TV host.